Please join me in welcoming Sean Hall.
Thanks, Charlie, for the awesome introduction. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me, kicking us off. I'm going to talk about kids these days, but before I get into that, a little bit about myself. I like to read. These are all the books that I read last year. Most of them business books. If I was to recommend anything in there, Steven Johnson is a fantastic author. Everything Bad is Good for You. Really good book. It's something that influenced a lot of what I'm going to be talking about today. Other things about me. I travel. It's me at Chichen Itza. I play video games. I am into superheroes. And baby picture. I was born in 1986, which makes me a millennial. And I know, I'm on social media as well. I read the news. I've got something to confess. I'm lazy. I have lived with my parents way too long. I can't stay interested in a job for more than a year. And don't get me started about how entitled I am. Kids these days, right? Well, you actually can't go far without finding something like that. You can't get too far on the internet without getting some sort of reminder about how kids were better off in the good old days, right? It seems like everywhere you turn, there's some sort of disappointment in today's newest members of the professional world, and it's getting really highly publicized. I've got a few snippets that I want to share. This one coming from the Authority of Parents. It's about entitlement. There's a great tendency among children today to rebel against restraint. Not only that placed upon them by the will of the parent, but against any restraint or limitation of what they consider their rights, entitlement. This fact has filled well-minded people with great apprehension for the future. Another one from the Sunday Magazine, the art about texting and Snapchat. The art of letter writing is fast dying out. We fire off a multitude of rapid and short notes instead of sitting down over a good talk over a real sheet of paper. Something weird about the way that these actually read, and that's because these weren't written about us at all. This was said about much earlier generations. In fact, you can find this all throughout history. I got this from XKCD, where they compiled dozens of examples of things that was said about youth earlier that you could easily say about youth today. Generations have been doing this for a long time. The radio, fiction novels, television, rock music, video games. What is it today? Cell phones, social media, right? That's what's poisoning today's youth, right? So my point is, this really isn't anything new. There's even a word for this type of behavior. It's called juvenoia. Now, if you're interested, it's really a fascinating topic. Michael Stevens has a channel on YouTube called Vsauce. He does an excellent video on it. It was a great source of inspiration for this particular topic. You should really check it out. So, are we broken? No, we're just different. The world we grew up in is simply different than the world you grew up in. For example, several new hires might remember the Budweiser frog. They might remember the "What's up, guys?" But 5 years from now, probably not. Think about this for a second. 10 years from now, whenever the youngest millennials are starting to enter the workplace, they will have learned about the 9/11 tragedy through a history book. The world we grew up in is just different. Not bad, just different. So, what I'd like to talk to you guys about today is about what millennials really are about, the way they think, because ready or not, we're coming, right? More and more every single day. So, let's get a better understanding of one another. These are some of the books that I'm pulling a lot of this research from, so you're not just hearing one millennial's perspective. This is something I've actively read about. A lot of the stats that I'm going to talk about, this book in particular, it's The Millennials by Tom and Jesse Rayner, and they surveyed several thousand millennials, but they did 1,200 face-to-face interviews. This is a lot of people to talk about. So the first reality of a millennial is, yes, we lived with our parents longer than most generations. And yes, we used our parents a lot for resumes and interviews. But what's missing there is the context. This generation is on pace to shatter the amount of college graduates. A lot of millennials chose to live with their parents longer as a financial decision through their college years. As for the professionals, The survey showed that 87% of millennials looked at their parents as a positive influence on their profession. Parents have done this before, so why not use that? Where some might see a lack of independence, others see the use of resources. Again, not bad, just different. Same can be said about older generations. When asked, I tend to have great respect for older generations, the results were 94% agreed, with over 50% saying they strongly agree. So, in fact, more and more young people are actively seeking out mentors. One could say that some of us look up to those who sometimes look down on us. Fun is also a value in the workplace. 87% said it was. Ball pit. We don't all want ball pits. We don't all need to bring our dogs to work. We just don't see why fun and serious work have to be mutually exclusive. And we have Nerf guns. Realistically, we just use them a couple of times a year. Tech Fair is a great example where we found where serious work can be intertwined with fun. These elements are motivating to us. We want to do serious work, serious and important work too. It's just fun has a sense of motivation. So my goal today was really to shed light on just a few labels that kids these days have been given. And hopefully give everyone a little bit better understanding of what we're capable of, what our values are. So I'm going to ask you one thing. If we make a mistake, just understand we're young in our careers. Don't automatically blame the participation trophy I got when I was 8 years old. Partner with me as a colleague. We're ready to learn from you guys. And with our diverse background and possibly unique perspective, it might be our mutually beneficial relationship, which is pretty cool. But just remember, we're not bad, we're just different. Any questions?